be showing you how to do Quinceanera makeup. First, you're going to start off with moisturizing your skin. This one. You don't need to use a lot. You just got to make sure that your skin is hydrated enough to not peel or flake off your face. You're going to take your brow pencil and you're going to start right here. This is your arch of your brow, but if yours is softer and a lot more round, you can find it by putting your brow pencil at the edge of your nose and through your pupil, and you'll see it's right. So you're going to go down at the tail of your brow. And then you can start going the other direction just to fill it in. Not too much at the front because you don't want it to look like a box. And then a little bit at the top as well. And then you'll start making small little flicking motions at the front. And then on the other side, I have a spoolie. Then you just go in with the forward and backward motion, going up, making sure that everything is fully blended. But don't do it too much because then you might smudge the product in every single area and you don't want that. Yes, I do know that my brow looks very messy, but trust the process, we will clean it up later. And after filling in your brows, you're going to go in with the brow gel. You're not going to put too much because you don't want your brows to flake. It could be your primer, and this could also clash with your skin type. If it doesn't work for you, it could peel. And then with me, I normally like to do back and forth motions with the brow to make sure that's fully in there. And then I brush up. And then going back with the spoolie, I'm going to shape my brows by brushing them up. And then I'm going to go around making the brow shape. Once your brows are done, they will look very, Use a Q-tip and then you just go around your brow. I also recommend to go under. Primer is going to be after brows, and I use the e.l.f. Hard Grip Primer. And now I'm going to be going in with concealer to clean up your eyebrows and to prime your lids. I'm using the NYX Bare With Me concealer just a little bit at the back of my hand. And you're going to take a flat brush and to dip it in just a little bit and just wipe it off on the other side of your hand. You're going to go with the shape of your brow. And you're going to go in the middle to make sure that everything is clean, as well as underneath the brows. Your concealer at the back of the brush, and you can go on your eyelids to prime for eyeshadow. It doesn't have to be a lot. Try not to get it on the face though. Now we're going to blend, but you can either choose a sponge, make sure it's damp, or a brush. If you do want full coverage, I would recommend going with a brush. I'm going to be trying out this setting spray. And then you can go with either your brush or your blend. Very carefully go around the edges of your brows. You can also go in over your eyes with the Beauty Blender to soak up the rest of the concealer. Morphe eyeshadow palette in Moonstone. This really cute Belle palette that I got from Ross. My tried and true Motives in the nude. With the Motives palette, I'm going to be using this brush. I'm going to be going in with shade Fawn. This is my transition shade. And I'm going to add just a little bit on. Have it mainly on the eyelid and not attaching the brow bone. In the Morphe palette, I'm going to be going in with extra alienating on the sides, making sure that I smoke it into brow bone. Going out with it. Using this feathery type brush and blending these two together. I'm going to be going in shade Cream. This is like a dense brush over the lid. And with the tip of this one, you're going to go in the cream shade. And you're going to go a little bit underneath the brow bone just to make sure that you have that lightness back. Also use it to clean up in any areas that might have gotten just a little bit muddy. Back with the Morphe palette, I'm going to be using the shade Just a Phase. Just on the lid. I'm going to be using Speed of Light on the inner corner. It's good to use a light color whenever you're using shimmer pigment so that it shows up a lot more. In the Belle palette, Magic Mirror and Adventurous. I'm going to go back in with my fluffy brush. A little bit of every single brown and this one gray shade. Mixing it a little bit at the back of my hand. Going very lightly on the outer corner. Now I'm going to be tight lining with a black eyeliner.
She has a pencil and she's putting it in her eye.
I'm going to be using the NYX Jumbo Pencil in shade White on my waterline. I like doing this step of makeup before my eyeliner just so that I don't need to be messing up my eyeliner just in case. And now I'm going to be going in with a eyeliner in shade Black. I prefer to use felt tip, it's just easier. I prefer to do regular eyeliner before I do the wings. And now I'm going to go in with the wing. Be going in with black eyeshadow to set the eyeliner. I'm going to use a little bit of this white shimmer right here on the inner corner. This is a literally gorgeous pigment. If you want to go in with a scattered glitter look, I recommend this one. And now for the next step, we're going to be using a Q-tip and makeup remover. You're going to go in and clean. Next for the eyes, we're going to be using lash glue and lashes. Do not get it on your eyelashes. And remember, lash glue on areas where you want your lashes to stick. This one is the Clear Duo Eyelash Glue. Whenever your lash glue is fully dried down, you can tell there is no visible glue on your false lashes and on your eyes. You don't want that. And I like to go from the inner corner out, clamp them together, Boom, this is the eyes done, and now we're gonna be moving on to the base. If you moisturize this part of your face already, you don't have to do it again, but you will have to put primer on. I just remembered that we need a color correct. I'm using these. Now that we're done color correcting, I'm gonna go in with foundation. And I'm gonna go back in with my concealers just so that I can have a single layer. I'm just putting it in the same areas that I normally put concealer, but making sure that I don't really touch the eye makeup too much. I'm gonna go in with the mist again. And I'm gonna blend the concealer and the foundation together. Don't forget to blend into your ears, hairline, and your neck. And with a brush, I'm going to spray. Now I'm going to be doing concealer. Very careful around the eye makeup. With the damp beauty blender, I'm going to soak up the excess. Very carefully. Going with bronzer, I'm going to do it like how I normally do. Just around the face, on the jaw right here. And for nose contour, I'm going to do my regular butter nose. On the sides, under my nose, and looking up where I can no longer see my nose. I like to do it softly so that I can go in a little bit harsher with powder. And now time for blush, and I'm not sponsored whatsoever. This has become my new obsession. But today we're going to be going in with this pink one called Dragon Fruit Drip. The cutest baby pink shade ever. And I'm going to go on the higher points of my cheeks, a little bit on the nose and on the chin. And then I'm going to be using this little angled brush for my blush. After blush, I like to go in with the lighter concealer. This is Morphe Makeup Artist Concealer. I'm just going to add a dot right here on the inner corner. A little bit on my nose. Want to look snatched. Because this is such a bright concealer, I need y'all to be careful. If you're going to be doing a bright under eye, don't do a triangle like it's 2016. Again with the damp beauty blender because you don't want to look too crazy. If you're going to use your beauty blender, just use it a little bit. Leave the eyes alone, you want to dry just a little bit. You're just gonna go in a little bit using what a bunch of y'all call a reverse contour technique and blending it into my nose to make it look a lot more smaller than what it is. Then I do like to go down to fix the blush right here. After concealer, I normally go in with my brush, just use the excess of the blush from before. Going in with the airspun powder, I'm going to use just a little bit underneath my eye. Whenever you have your powder like this, you're gonna rub it at the back of your hand to make sure that it's not a lot. And you're just gonna go right under your eye. You don't have to be like me and use another powder on the outsides of your face, of like a setting powder for your bronzer. I'm using Maybelline Fit Me on the outer part. With a powder brush, you're going to just brush together all the powder that you have on your face, just so that there's not a lot there. I don't like to go in with a lot of powder because I don't want my face to look dry and cakey, but I do go in with just a little bit more powder. This is a NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop, and I'm just gonna go in with a little fluffy brush like this, and I'm going to go in and go all over the face. And you are also going to go on your neck because you put foundation there and you need to set it. After setting powder, I go in with powder bronzer on the places where I had put the cream bronzer. I go on the side for my cheeks. And then with one of these flat brushes, I go into the bronzer. I start from the bottom and go up, giving a shadow illusion. I look a little bit like Bambi to make your nose look like it's turning up. And then I go in with the side of the brush and very lightly, because there's a lot of powder on, just go up and down. And then I also recommend you to go up into your brows. And once again, you're gonna go into your bronzer and you're just gonna clamp it so that it's flat. You're gonna go across to give you that button nose effect. Then again with this, you're just gonna blend until you are happy with what you have. I'm using this little brush right here. I'm just gonna go in on the tip of my nose and on the bridge, as well as the inner corner and on my brow bone. And just for a little bit of extra sheen, this one does look like a very natural highlighter, so I'm just gonna dip it in just a little bit, and I'm gonna do this, following where the light naturally hits my skin. And then I'm just gonna go in with a little bit because I like highlighter right here on my nose. We're gonna go back in with this brush to make sure that everything is fully blended out. You don't have to use the same exact brush. I'm going to use a different powder brush. Yes, I have two. And I'm just going to use this one to blend everything together. You can bring out your eyeshadow palette if you want to. You can just go in your cream color and you can go underneath your wing just to clean up just a little bit. And you can use your fluffy brush and also go underneath so that you can have just a little bit of that dramatic. I also like to go in with this brush to go underneath my eye to make sure that everything is bright in one color. I'm going to use this again to make sure that everything is blended. Now we're going to use setting spray. I'm going to be using this mascara. I have also become obsessed with this one. I literally cried in this. I wiped my eyelashes and literally nothing on it. I think this one might be the dupe to the Benefit Fan Fest. I love that one. I'm just going to go on the bottom lashes. And for any unwanted clumps, you can just take your fingers underneath and over and take it off. The next step is lips, so we're going to clean them off. Make sure that you put chapstick on. I also have a video on my own lip combo. NYX lip liner in shade Nutmeg. You're just going to go over your lips. Outline them. Just overline it a little bit. And then you can use your finger to blend it out just a little bit. NYX Butter Gloss in shade Madeline. Strawberry Cheesecake. And there's going to be a little dot on the inner corner. And then we're going to be going with Motive's lip gloss just a little bit. It's glittery and it's light pink.
I did a quinceanera trip to Disney World and I had done my makeup at 7 in the morning and it lasted to, almost 1.
Anyways, this is the final look. If you want to look like a quince baddie, I want you to do this. And thank you for watching. Love y'all.